Oh,
Hey. How's everything?
good. How are you?
Not bad. There's too much. Okay, that's not good. Softer.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you toasting with water? Huh?
Grab your Glocks when you see Tupac. Donovan Mitchell gets a new one, man.
What the fuck?
Okay. Let me get my other thing. Hold on.
So are you toasting with water? Are you toasting with water?
Am I toasting with water, you said?
Yeah, you're gonna make your toast with a glass of water or what?
Well, I don't really have much to drink, so
Gatorade.
toast to Gatorade, I guess, or Malta, whatever I got.
There we go.
You said Malta?
Yeah.
Okay.
Start video.
I guess I'll just go get a red Solo cup to play the part. Hold on.
Hey,
Hey, what's up, man?
how you doing? Need to get rid of this. I'm trying to get this glare off of my forehead.
You got your shot with you?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Oh yeah. All
with
right.
my with my name on the shot glass.
Nice. I got what do I got? Oh, Avengers.
There we go.
Where's Worlds?
He's going to get a solo cup.
Oh Lord.
Okay.
Oh, there he is. Got the solo cup. He is in business.
Hello?
What's up, Worlds?
What's up, King? How you doing?
Tired, but I'm here.
Same here, bro. Same here.
Yeah, it's just for me, it's easier to say when I'm not tired.
Yeah, well,
I'm always
yeah, because it's never. All right, guys, like they say in Japan, kanpai.
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 Toast up.
Oh boy.
Oh, shot.
Yeah, what did you have?
Shot,
Straight
shot.
What was that? Tequila? Oh, well,
Man, dying over there. You
talking
good,
to him. He's gonna be sitting there like,
man, over here dying,
like, yo,
bro.
Kyle. Like those drunk old dudes on the corner, like.
When I say shots, I mean shots. Damn it!
God damn, I went fireball. Like he went for tequila. Woo. I'd black out before we finish.
Just one shot.
Can't play no games, bro.
All right.
Like I said, I'm in vacay mode.
That's
All
nice.
right.
Good for you, man. I like that shirt
when
too.
When does your vacation start?
It started Friday.
Oh, where are you? And you still home?
I'm. You think I'll be like? Yeah, I'm. I'm going away next month, but this month I'm gonna just do some little weekend getaways and stuff, just a series of stuff.
Nice.
combine that with a staycation.
Going out, you going out to the West Coast at all?
I don't think so. Maybe for New Year's.
Oh, there we go. Hey, man, I'm down. Shit. Don't count us
Wasn't
out.
that the plan last New Year's for you?
Yeah, but that
Yeah,
was still the residual effects of COVID. So
yeah.
Yo, Worlds.
Yeah.
Worlds.
So-
Can you got to explain this, the last one, because you know me, I respond to everything, but all right, the one with the OnlyFans chick. With no, I'm not even trying to like be funny. Like
No. It's just how you said it, but no, go ahead.
So was dude trying to hit this girl up?
Who?
Gary Payton.
Oh, I don't know. It was in his likes. And she's an OnlyFans girl. I checked out her page and I'm like, oh, so she's like a full-blown porn star. And I guess maybe he was trying to hit. So I don't blame him. He got money now. He got that 28 mil coming in. So hey,
Yeah,
he could pay for it.
He's gonna lose all of it. He's gonna lose all of it. She's gonna get him in the trap. That's the trap. She's gonna be like, "Oh, I'm pregnant."
Hey, listen.
Baby come out looking like Kareem.
Well,
like, yeah, that ain't my baby.
Well,
yo, where did you send what's it call it to? The agenda.
Text.
Did I send it to Rain or Hoops All In chat?
Oh, I'm on RMM. My bad.
I honestly don't even know much of the whatchamacallit.
Yo, turn your volume up, bro.
Mine's?
Yeah, Worlds.
Oh, I'm a little low.
You like the superstar and you're a little low.
Can you guys hear me now? How about now?
I mean, I can hear you, but I feel like me and Kyle are a little louder.
Well, I hear you both equally.
Equally? All right, cool. Let's go with that. If you're the one recording, that's what counts.
Oh yeah, it'll go on his feed. Okay. I'm all set.
I'm gonna go last on all these because I think you guys have done more homework on this stuff than me.
Okay. So we're all good with the topics and everything.
Yeah.
All right. Can you guys hear my fan? By the way, it's blowing. I don't want it to pick up in the audio.
Stay quiet. Let me hear. No.
No? Damn, that's a really good ass mic. It shit blocks out fan noises. All right, I'm all set.
It's got the afro on it. That's what that's there for.
All right. Good?
Be good.
Yeah, we're rolling.
Oh, you're already recording.
It's automatically set to record them, and then I open the meeting. So
you see how that means you be hitting shit and don't even know what you paying attention. You say got it on that screen because you know that came up.
Huh?
It didn't tell you when you came in the room that.
Oh no, I just hit like okay. I didn't even.
Yeah, see,
he doesn't read. He's one of those guys.
I get the warning.
He's one of those guys that doesn't read. He just signs.
He just signs shit. You go, oh no, I'm signed to this shitty ass label for 50 years. All right, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the final edition of the Hoops All In podcast, the one-off in the off season. As always, I'm your host, Werlins Francois. We got Kane Legacy. We got Kyle Anthony. Guys, what's going on? How's your summers looking so far?
Well, mine is great. As soon as we split here, it's gonna really get lit. But yeah, I'm good.
Mine is good, man. It's a little hot and humid out here, but I'm all right. You know, I'm still on Phoenix air, I think, but you know, it's a little humid on the East Coast, but I'm good.
Well, that's a dry heat, isn't it?
Yeah, but I love it.
No, the Phoenix air.
Yeah, when you come outside and it's like you're opening up the pizza oven. I love that.
That's the desert heat.
Yeah, the desert heat. But this out here make you feel like you're breathing through a straw. I don't like it. Asthmatic. How about you, Wells? How's your summer going, man?
Man, summer's going pretty good so far. Got a lot of good things happening to me.
Hookups. That's the hookups.
That's more. That's more of a private
a couple
conversation.
of OnlyFans girls smile, right?
Oh, I see. He said that. That's all him. He on that OnlyFans time. I stay away from that. Don't hit me up about no OnlyFans. I'm good off that, man. Gary Payton though be on that. So
look how fast this went off the rails. Just like that.
All you got to do is check his recent likes. That's it.
Just like that, we can't even get through 2 minutes without this going completely left.
Well, hey,
Hey, Kane's the one who brought it up.
That's why you guys have me on the show, though. I mean, I don't want to disappoint you, man. That's how I earn my millions, people. Y'all don't understand how much they pay me to do this.
He's the Charles Barkley of the group.
Exactly.
Don't you? He did. You said that on purpose.
That's terrible. That's
Take it
terrible.
Back. Take it back.
Terrible.
Anyway,
can stand. Never mind.
But yeah. Summer is very, very pleasant. I'm glowing right now. You guys
I can see that.
The ring light.
Yeah.
Good times is coming. Been working hard, been working a lot, but it's starting to pay off, both privately and professionally. So
okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. There we go.
Anyway, moving right along.
There we go.
Because I know where this is going to go.
We don't need to get into all that. All right, guys, man.
You're gonna have to put some cut scenes. Open up an OnlyFans and put some cut scenes from this show on it.
Oh Jesus, that'll be a good idea though.
Adult language, explicit language, Warner.
Yeah. Well, we won't be showing off nothing. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. So now we talked about we're in the off season of the NBA. It's kind of slow right now. Not a lot of news is picking up, but we had some pretty good transactions, trade signings that's happened so far in NBA free agency. And free agency still going on. I mean, we got a whole bunch of missing pieces left to be placed. We're going to talk about Kevin Durant's trade request, Kyrie Irving possibly going to the Lakers, and all that type of stuff. But I wanted to ask you guys, what has been the biggest move, signing, trade in the NBA free agency period so far? Which team got better and which team got worse? Kyle, you go first.
I don't really think any team got worse with their acquisition. I mean, you look at Boston. Obviously, they upgraded their wing play and whatnot with Brogdon and Gallinari. I was a little worried about the Warriors at first, only because the biggest loss for them was Gary Payton II, but the others were basically non-rotational players. Juan Toscano-Anderson and Damian Lee, Steph's brother-in-law. But I don't really see. It was almost like a parallel move. They were able to get Dante DiVincenzo. So those were fine. I think the biggest, one of the biggest headline grabbers was the Knicks acquiring Jalen Brunson. We'll see if that's it for their moves as far as shedding some salaries and getting some cap space for that and everything. But I don't see any team getting worse.
I mean, for me, it's obviously, you guys had to know I was going to say, I'm very disappointed with the JaVale McGee trade, the signing rather, in Dallas. I was hoping to see him in Phoenix next year. I think Phoenix takes a hit on that, and Dallas becomes a better team because of that. So I'm disappointed and depressed, and I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, wow!
How you say you're having a good summer, but you're depressed?
I'm depressed because of that trade. Like I haven't been traded.
Well, I'll tell you what. Somebody who is definitely not depressed is JaVale McGee. So
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Good for him.
I mean, good for him. And good for Dallas. I don't hate them, but Phoenix all the way, man. So we'll see. But you know what I'm hoping happens with Phoenix. So
yeah,
right.
Yeah,
Tarantula.
The worst
tarantulas are the most at home in the Southwestern desert.
But the absolute
they also
worst.
run away from everything, though. You know that. They
Tarantulas?
run away from everything. We gonna get to that soon. We gonna say
All right,
that.
we'll get to that.
By the way, I just
Yeah.
want to add that is the absolute worst sports nickname ever. So
Tarantula.
hopefully, yeah. I thank goodness it hasn't really stuck for that often. Thank God, because
I'm bringing it back. If he goes to Phoenix, we're gonna bring it back. You know that, right?
Oof.
The tarantula is like the state bird.
I thought it was like a scorpion or something.
Either or.
Those desert
Either
scorpions.
If we ever get a no, we have everything. Never mind. I was gonna say if we get another NBA team, maybe we'll call them the Phoenix Scorpions.
Phoenix Scorpions. I don't know about that. Doesn't ring a bell.
No, I like Tarantula better. Let's stick with that.
Oof. And
yeah.
For me, biggest moves in free agency, I'm gonna have to go with the Hawks getting DeJounte Murray from the Spurs. I like that trade a lot. That was a good trade. I know, yeah. Kyle was very, very hurt by that trade.
You had to bring that back.
Hey, man. I mean, now I know if he got traded to the Warriors, you would have been hella happy.
Oh, wait, are you kidding me? I'd be camping outside of the place.
He'll take a first flight to San Francisco outside the Chase Center and just camp there until the start of the next season.
Just a little. I mean, I've always. This is not any kind of bandwagon fan talk or anything. I've always been a fan of his. I was really upset when he went down with the ACL injury and missed that season that whole season that he missed. I'm a little curious about, and this is way off topic, but I'm really a little curious about what is going on or what has been said is happening in San Antonio. But yeah, like I said, that's a whole other topic. Good for Atlanta for getting a really good tall point guard who actually can play defense. That's right, I said it.
Tall point guard. No, yeah, but yeah, going back to what I said, DeJounte Murray going from the Spurs to the Hawks was the biggest off-season move so far. Atlanta got another proven scorer to help Trae Young out in the backcourt, and they were able to keep their core pieces. They were able to keep John Collins, Clint Capella. And they obviously eventually traded Kevin Huerter, which I thought was a great wingman for that team, but they still kept their core guys, their starting five for the most part. I think that trade is going to elevate Atlanta to, I'll say, probably a fifth, sixth seed in the Eastern Conference. But that was possibly the biggest trade in the free agency offseason I thought about. I was going to go with Rudy Gobert, but the Timberwolves, man, they just gave up the truck, their house, and half the property in Minnesota just to get him. I'm talking about 4 first-round draft picks and like 5-6 players for Rudy Gobert. That's the type of trade package you get for KD, but not Rudy Gobert. All respect, he's a great, great player, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, but 4 first-round draft, really 5 because they had the 13th pick this year and they gave that up to get him. But yeah, man, I think DeJounte Murray is going to really help Atlanta scoring. So I definitely agree with that. Worst team that got worse. I'm gonna have to go. I'm kind of tied between saying Golden State because they did lose a lot of their depth. I mean, Gary Payton was a huge loss, man. He was a big loss. That's a big loss. That's another wing right there. And now you got to really depend on your young guys. Kuminga, you got to depend on Wiseman, who's been looking so far pretty healthy in the summer league, to step it up, which is obviously should. But that's going to go into hit the Golden State Warriors down the line in terms of the luxury tax because now they have to pay Jordan Poole a big contract extension. They've been talking about paying Wiggins a contract extension. You already have Steph Curry making $45, almost $50 million a year. Thompson's on the max. So is Draymond Green. He's almost on the max contract. So the Warriors payroll with just those 4 guys alone almost going to be adding up to 5 is going to be extremely, extremely high. Now, we all know the Warriors owner, Joe Lacob, is willing to spend money as long as the team continues to contend and win. But given losing those guys in free agency, man, a lot of people don't understand. If you really watch the game, understand the game of basketball, Gary Payton was a solid 2-way defender for that team, and I think he's a tremendous loss. So is Toscano Anderson. They also lost Otto Porter Jr., So they lost a lot of key pieces from the championship. Now, when you got Steph, Draymond, Clay, I like those chances to repeat, but having those rotational guys to give in good minutes off the bench, I think is really going to hurt them down in the long run.
I only partially agree with you. I forgot. I'm really sorry to Otto. I actually forgot that he's also gone. But again, Damian Lee and Juan Toscano Anderson were not really heavily not key rotation players. So although it's kind of like breaking up the family, breaking up the championship bench portion of the team, I don't see them as great of a loss as Gary Payton. Now maybe having, as long as you can get Moses Moody to step up as well as Jonathan Kuminga and Wiseman, I think that can mitigate the loss of Gary Payton, as well as adding DiVincenzo, like I said. But I wouldn't fret too much over losing. What is that noise?
What noise?
I'm hearing like
better. Yeah, I heard it too.
What noise?
Buzzing noise.
Sounded like a jet engine.
Yeah. A jet engine?
Yeah, I heard it too. Yeah.
Is it still going on?
No, it's gone.
Nah.
Oh, okay. It might have been a plane.
Oh, you
were saying, Kyle, you wouldn't fret too much.
I wouldn't fret too much over those guys as much as Gary Payton. That's a loss. But like I said, if the others can step up and DiVincenzo can play as good as he has been known to play, especially during his years with Milwaukee, I think it'll be okay.
I'm just talking about mainly from the perspective of the Warriors payroll, because as I mentioned, they're going to have to pay Wiggins and Poole a significant amount of money to keep them. Yeah. And Thompson, Curry, and Draymond already on max contract. So I like the decision to keep Kevon Looney. I think he was a really important asset for them to win the title this year. But talks about, you could have kept those guys on almost close to minimum deal. I'm like, hey, come back to Golden State. We have another great chance of winning the title. Obviously, Gary Payton was going to get his money based off what he did in the playoffs. But I'm just talking about just to give those guys a breather. Like, you're not going to depend on Otto Porter Jr. and Toscano Anderson to give you 15, 20 points a night. But say Steph's playing like 45 minutes a game in the playoffs, he'd give you a breather. Same thing with Clay, and Dre and all that type of stuff. Just for those guys who could fill up minutes in the game. That's where I'm coming from. Any type of playing time is a big contribution to your stars. Yeah. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. And we don't even know where DeAndre Ayton is going yet. He's still a free agent out there. So who knows? That could be if he lands on the right team, he could elevate a team to championship contending status. So who knows? We'll see what's going on with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah.
Right.
All right. So now, as we talked about in the beginning of the show, the big news that has been dominating the NBA sports world for the past couple weeks now, Kevin Durant has reportedly requested a trade from the Brooklyn Nets. He told the owner and Sean Marks, hey, get me up out of here. Kyrie Irving reportedly has his sights set on the Lakers, whether that's via trade or signing with the team in the next year's free agency period. So I wanted to ask you guys this question. Is KD right or wrong for wanting out of Brooklyn? Now, it's been reported his two preferred teams are the Miami Heat and the Phoenix Suns, and you can see Kane right there just has a big-ass smile on his face as soon as I mention his team. Yes. But I want to ask you guys this question. Is KD right or wrong for wanting out of Brooklyn, especially with all that happened last year? And should the Nets stand pat and not trade him, or should they look for the best possible deal to get Durant, whether it leads him not going to the team that he preferred to be traded to? Kyle, you go first.
First of all, I think that to say, is it right for a player to request a team? I think that's all subjective. We can't judge or speak for a player and what their issues are, whatever they may be. On the outside looking in, of course, we can say, oh, he's right, he's wrong for doing this. He damn right, he should have done that, whatever. But I don't think it's a matter of right or wrong. I think it's a matter of, is it the right time? How much leverage does he have? You just signed this, you've got 4 years on a pretty much new deal. You're going to be 34 shortly. you got this max contract, and you put your team in a bind in terms of finding a taker for that. I don't. I think the timing is wrong, and I'm there's a whole lot of speculation as far as why he wants out. I don't think it's all, oh, you're not treating my friend right, so I don't want to be here anymore. I'm sure there's other things that we don't know about, but I don't think it's right or wrong. Now, whether or not you can actually find a taker for that, and in terms of like what a team is going to have to give up to get him, to somebody who's going to be on at the end of his deal, 38 years old. I don't know. Are we talking about what was the rest of the other part of that question? I'm sorry. Was
should
should the
Brooklyn
Nets stand pat?
Yeah,
I think they should. They have the leverage. They have the leverage. I don't think he's the kind of guy that's going to sit out a season and protest in the a la Ben Simmons or some phantom injury like Mr. Party Guy Harden. But I do feel like they don't have to rush into anything. They're not obligated to do anything, and I do think that it's kind of exaggerated to say that I read somewhere that the league and free agency is kind of being put on pause because of this. Most of the deals have already been made. The only one waiting to land somewhere significant player wise, is Ayton, DeAndre Ayton. So, I don't see this being something that should hold up everybody's moves. I see that I think the Nets are probably going to want to stand pat, and they're probably going to want to see if they can work this out. See if Kyrie stays on his best behavior with his, final, with this season, for this season, and see if KD will change his mind or be a little more flexible.
Well, as far as, me being a Phoenix fan, I have to reiterate, I have to make sure everybody understands that.
Really? I didn't even notice that.
That's right.
Yeah, who knew?
Because as far as, I don't need anything from the peanut gallery right now. No, as far as whether he's right or wrong, it's really three answers. If he lands on the Suns, he's right for requesting a trade.
Who would have
If he lands
known?
in Miami,
Wow.
he's wrong. And if he stays in Brooklyn, I don't care.
Oh,
That's
well, okay.
that simple. As far as whether the Nets, from their standpoint, from business standpoint, should stand pat, yeah, probably, because I don't see what the Suns, realistically speaking, what the Suns have to give up to get KD. They're not going to get rid of Booker. So, what are they going to be able to give to get him? I think, Kyle, you had mentioned off camera last week that they would have to literally involve a third team. If that's the case, that's a huge X factor. So I don't know. Fingers crossed he lands in Phoenix, but I don't know how that happens at this point. As far as the Heat, I don't want him to go there. Just Jimmy Butler and Kevin Durant, that's
mean guys.
Headache. Yeah. yeah. Miami Twitter fingers.
Let me not say mean. Let's say moody. How about that? That's better.
Moody guys. Yeah, the Miami Moody Heat. But if he goes to the Suns, I'm all for it. But as far as the Nets, look, business-wise, they should stand pat because, like Kyle said, they have the leverage. And, what are they getting in return for a player of KD's stature? That has to be a huge deal and make it worth it for them. Although I will say, because I'm still thinking about Ben Simmons from last year, and it's like, that's what happens when you keep a guy on your team that wants to leave. I don't think KD is going to be that unprofessional, but is he going to give, do we know he's going to give the 110% to the Knicks? And if he's not, is it worth it? The Nets. If he's not, then is it worth it to keep him? That's an X factor right there.
Yeah, that might be part of it. Sorry for, but I just think that at that point, you also don't want to come across as like devaluing yourself either by like, suddenly you go from being a 30 plus scorer and an elite scorer in the league, one of the best, if not the best, the word on the street is, but you go down to what, you're playing so many, half the games, or taking rest days and scoring 15 again. You don't want to devalue yourself either. So I think he'll continue to do what he's really desires and what his passion is, which is the ball out.
Yeah.
Wherever
True.
it is.
True. I guess it depends on what their goal is for next year. If they want to stay in champion contention, or rebuild, or I don't know what they want to do, because it seems like things fell apart. That's got to be a blow to chemistry.
That's like playing a giant Jenga and it all falls down. All I would like to wow.
That's what it seems like happened to me. Like I really thought they were in the top 3 teams. And
everyone did.
Yeah, and it just fell apart. So at this point, like with Kyrie wanting out, and KD wanting out, it's like the chemistry has got to be taking a beating in Brooklyn, and
the morale.
Yeah, the morale, the team morale, exactly.
It's like,
yeah, that's got to be.
I don't want to be this party sucks.
Yeah, I want to get out of here.
So you got stale chips and store brand soda, man. I don't want to be here.
Yeah, so like if I was in a position of keeping people that didn't want to be versus rebuilding with people that did want to be part of the franchise, I'd pick rebuilding every day, because are you going to win a championship with low morale? Like, I don't know. It depends on what their goals are, though. If their goals are to put butts in seats, I mean, KD will do that for you.
Right.
So I don't know.
I know this has been talked about constantly ad nauseum for the past 2 weeks. I stopped watching no sports debate shows because it seemed like there was nothing else for them to talk about. But I'm going to take 2 sides here, 2 different perspectives. One on KD's side. Now, a lot of people has been calling Kevin Durant, he runs away from challenge, calling him a punk, he's weak, he's this and that. I disagree with terms of that notion, because when they first assembled the big 3, their plans was to keep all 3 of them. Now, we had party pooper James Harden thought the strip clubs was more important than playing basketball. He quits on his 2nd straight team in a row and goes and jets his behind to Philly to play alongside Joel Embiid. Kevin Durant was the first one out of the big 3, now the big 2, to sign that extension. He said, you know what, Brooklyn, I'm happy here. I want to continue to play basketball here. I'm giving you my signature for 4 more years committed. KD, with the whole, especially with everything that happened last year, he was really the only one that was committed to playing basketball for Brooklyn. James Harden quit on them. Kyrie Irving can only play road games because of the mandate. Who was left to hold the rope and have the majority of the weight brought down on his shoulders was Kevin Durant. And he didn't complain. He didn't say, nah, get me up out of here like somebody did. So he did his part. He said, listen, I played basketball. I gave you guys commitment. He never cheated Brooklyn. He showed up to games. He showed up to practice. He gave it his all. And he was the first person, as I said, to sign that long-term extension out of the big 3. So we all make mistakes in life. You ever see, like, you guys get a new job, or if I get a new job and I was like, you know what, this ain't cutting for me. Say I'm working at Amazon, then I go from Amazon to Google. Google's paying me more money. The environment's a little bit better. Then say a couple years down the line, I was like, you know what, I want something else a little bit better. I go to Samsung. Oh, Samsung, better work environment, a little bit more money than Google. NBA players, everybody who knows that NBA is a player-driven league. Players moving left and right has been an issue. Now, for people calling out Kevin Durant because he wants out, I'm like, well, everything they had to deal with last year, he was the only one to hold the rope. He held his end of the bargain down to the T. So we need to stop all the narrative pushing stuff like, oh, KD doesn't want this, KD doesn't want that. But as you guys talked about from a business standpoint, the Nets could just be like, hey, listen, no, cool, you want to trade? We'll see you in the Brooklyn Nets uniform come October. Because KD messed up. He signed that 4-year extension. Just how when you have a business, you have agreement, you handshake, your word is your bond. You signed your name on the dotted line for 4 more years. the owner, Joe Tsai, is paying you $195 million over the next 4 years out of his own money, that he said, all right, KD, we're going to continue to build this franchise around you. You are a centerpiece. You are the leader. Here's all that money. What else do you want us to do to continue to put the best possible players and pieces around you to contend at the highest level for the championship? Now, I could see where narratives are being drawn, because it's like you have the two number one seeded teams in their each respective conference as your preferred team that you want to get traded to. Now people can say, well, KD, you don't like a challenge. You left you left OKC to go to Golden State, the team that beat you when you were up 3-1 on them. So you couldn't beat them. You joined them. You win 2 championships back-to-back in a row. Should have been 3 if you didn't get hurt. So you leave them because you wasn't getting the same love and adulation that Steph Curry was, because he was homegrown. So you said, you know what? Let me go to my own team. Let me go to Brooklyn, start a culture there, see if I can win a title without Steph Curry, because that narrative has been out there. It didn't work out past 2 years. Really, you only had 2 years there. The first year of rehab, for only 2 years there, you were there. Golden State wins the title without you. It is so funny and quote-unquote convenient how the year the Golden State Warriors win the championship without Kevin Durant, he all of a sudden decides, well, you know what? I want out. I want to go see the Phoenix, or I want to go to Miami. And apparently it's reported out there, he only wants to go to Phoenix if Chris Paul, if Devin Booker is there. He only wants to go to Miami if Kyle Lowry, Jimmy Butler, if Bam Adebayo is still there. You're just like, dude, do you not want competition? Do you not want to face against the best of the best players? Like, okay, we killed you because you joined the team that beat you when you were up 3-1 on them. You got 2 championships. You were the reason why they won those 2 championships. You were the finals MVP. All of a sudden, you weren't happy. You were moody for some reason, whatever. You left. You got to your own team. They have almost given you everything that you wanted. They acquiesce to every demand that you have presented to them, and then it's still not good enough. It's like KD comes off as a person who cares too much. He's more worried about Twitter fingers than actually playing basketball. Like, come on, like, oh, you're worried about the person that, dude, just go out there. You're a hooper. Just go out there and hoop. You're making more money than practically, 99% of the people. You say basketball is your safe haven, but yet you're prying to people on Twitter left and right. This is exactly why I do not want to hear no more Kevin Durant, LeBron James comparisons. LeBron James, you could say, well, he moves jump ship from team to team. He fulfilled his contract. He left the team in free agency. He did not request a trade 1 year into a new deal. He said, you know what, I'm going to sit. I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm going to play out this year. I'm going to give the team my all. When I become a free agent, I could go wherever the hell I please. But KD, not even a year and 2 year extension, you want out mainly because of the mess that you helped create. Doesn't look good for him. And if he apparently goes back to get traded to Golden State, because it's looking like reports they have the most assets to get him, are you really going to decimate your future and all your draft picks to get a 34-year-old when everybody else, Steph, Clay, and Draymond, are in the early 30s? Your title, you're going to shorten your title window just to bring back a guy who left you for free.
Well, I just want to say, first of all, that I definitely, it's no secret I'm a Golden State fan, but I definitely would not want to see them gut their core to get KD back. So I'm 2 thumbs down plus on that. I just want to run back a couple of points that you made in your comparisons. For the average man like us, exploring the job market, going from job that's, what you think is an upgrade over that job salary wise and quality, et cetera, is not quite the same as someone who is contracted to be somewhere and paid hundreds of millions of dollars to be there. You know what I mean? So for him to move around is very different than from us moving around from day jobs or salary jobs or hourly wage jobs. The comparison with LeBron and KD, the difference for me that jumps out is in that regard is that LeBron intentionally signs short deals So he does have that flexibility to move around. So if he doesn't feel, if he's not feeling what's happening with the team, guess what? And he can't get his friends his super friends to join him, then he's going to go somewhere else. So that's what he has been doing. And it looks like he might do it now, because if he's, if he doesn't get what he wants in LA, guess what? He's not on a long-term deal. It's not much more, left there for him in that, in his original deal. So the most recent deal. So, that's the only thing that jumps out at me. I'm not defending anybody in this storyline. I'm just saying that, the comparisons are similar, but not the same.
But okay, here's my rebuttal for that. For LeBron James, don't you think that's smart as LeBron James, the businessman, now the billionaire businessman, to say, I'm going to keep my flexibility open? Because if you sign a long-term deal with the team, you are pretty much at the team's mercy.
Absolutely.
Just how Kevin Durant is. He signed a 4-year, no trade clause with the Brooklyn Nets. And he could say, hey, I want to go to Phoenix or Miami. They could say, we could trade you to wherever you want because you signed a 4-year extension with us. Right. 4 years you locked up, no trade clause.
I don't know if you misunderstood me. I'm not bashing LeBron James, and I'm not defending either one of them. I'm saying, yes, this is the difference is that LeBron James intentionally signs short-term deals. I'm not saying it's the wrong thing to do. If you got it, do it. Hey, man, if that's how it works out for you and you're able to, go ahead, sure. I'm not saying that that's the wrong thing to do. I think it should be, there should be some kind of flexibility, but just imagine the chaos every couple of years. If every player had the option to, superstar player had the option of doing that, like, wow, there'd be movement every season at one time or another. And let's not forget about
right now to a certain degree.
Yeah, but let's think about how the players that sign these super max deals and then say, I want to pack my bag and leave. You know what I mean? People like Ben Simmons come to mind. It's like, you can't sign, whatever, and then say, oh no, people were booing me, people were bashing me online, I want to leave. It's things like that. There's got to be some kind of ramifications for some kind of penalty or whatever the case may be that the league can impose for players who get signed to supermax extensions, supermax contracts, and then say, oh, well, I don't want to play here anymore. I'm taking my ball and going somewhere else. I want to join my friends. It's not right.
Well, they have been said that they've been talking about that, that there's going to be possibly the next conversations when the next CBA is up, that the owner is going to be like, hey, listen, we've been signing our franchise players, one of our all-star players, to these max contract extensions. And in a year into their contract extension, they tell us they want out. And now we have to trade them to get whatever we can for them. But here's my little pushback for that. Owners do that 10 times worse. How many times GMs, team owners, trade players that they recently signed to contract extensions, and then a year or two later they part ways with them, whether they buy them out, trade them, whatever. Kevin Huerter comes to mind. He just signed an extension with the Atlanta Hawks last year. Now he's playing for the Sacramento Kings. I'm talking about Patrick Beverley signed an extension with the Minnesota Timberwolves. They're like, hey, Pat, thank you for helping us get into the playoffs. You were a big part of that. Here's a 1-year, $13 million extension. And then 2 months later, we're shipping you off to Utah. So it was like, okay, the team owners and the general managers could do what's in the best interest for the team, which is rightfully so. That's your job. But when the player wants to do what's in the best interest for them, they get killed. I don't like that hypocritical ass shit at all. That's a double standard that should not fly.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think double standards are right, but I also feel like, you're talking. You mentioned Pat Bev's extension of 13 mil versus, I'm talking about supermax contracts. You know what I mean? You can eat 13 mil. You can package that with something. Which, by the way, Patrick Beverley is never the key piece of any trade. Every single time he's been traded. I'm talking about someone who signs north of $200 million, or at least in the vicinity of $200 million, and then says, oh, you know what, I don't want to be here anymore. That's a totally different deal than a team ownership or whatever the case may be saying, oh, you know what, we're going to package this guy, even though we just signed him to an extension, a 1-year extension versus a 4-year supermax deal. and we want to ship him somewhere else to get what we think is better for our team. I think that's just two different. The numbers don't match. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, but here's an example. When John Wall signed that mega extension with the Wizards, gets traded to the Houston Rockets, and in the past year, Houston say, "Hey, John Wall, we don't want you to play any games. We're gonna make you sit out. You're still gonna get your money, and we're gonna try to find a new team for you to go because we're going in a different direction."
But
How many times John Wall was getting killed? It was like, yo, John Wall is making $47 million and hasn't played one game. He finessed the system. No, he didn't. The team told him not to play. They didn't want him to play.
Well, first of all, he has some good clothes. And I'm sorry.
I mean, when you're making
when
you're making 47 mil, you should have good clothes now.
I'm actually sorry that I did not include him on my all street clothes team. I don't know how that happened, but we'll make up for it next time around. But
no, he should get an exception, man. The team told him not to play.
But the other part of that is that he was coming off an injury, so it's like, they want to make sure that he did not re-aggravate something, God forbid, and devalue himself, even his talents or his worth even more in the league's eyes. So it's not the same thing as like, oh, he was ready, he was good to go, and they were trying to, I guess, whatever the reasons were, they were trying to preserve him, whether they were trying to protect him, wrap him in bubble wrap. I don't know what it is, but John Wall's, he's good. He's not who he was 5 years ago, but I wouldn't compare him now to put him in conversation with a Kevin Durant or anybody else, Nikola, Mr. Moneybags over. I wouldn't do that, in this case.
No, but we're talking about a term where, and he was healthy to play because he played in the beginning part of the season when that whole James Harden drama was going on, and DeMarcus Cousins and John Wall pretty much called him out. So he was playing. They were just like, hey, we're going to go in a different direction. John Wall, we don't want you to play. Here's your money. And then he ended up going to a really good contending team in the Clippers. But that's just one part. Another example I could give was a couple years ago when Andre Drummond was on the Cavs, and they sat him out. I was like, hey, Drummond, we're going to try to trade you. So it was like team owners and general managers could do what's in the best interest for the team, which is their job duty. But when a player decides, hey, I want to do what's in the best interest for myself, just how you are an organization, you are a brand, I'm a brand too. And I don't feel like I don't have my best chances to win here. I'll look to play somewhere else. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, Wells, I'm not disagreeing. I don't know if you understand that I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, I'm just giving examples to people who are watching this out there and listening to try to, hey, we need to stop with this narrative that all these idiotic mainstream media people are trying to portray. Players shouldn't be doing this. No, players should be doing this because owners do it and nobody says shit about it. But when players do it, it's all of a sudden World War III. Like, hold on, what's with the hypocritical ass bullshit here? I don't get that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you got to do what's in the best interest of you at the end of the day. You yourself, Kyle, you are an enterprise within itself. You are the founder and current president of Ray Multimedia. You're going to do what's in the best interest of your company, right?
Yes.
Okay. Same thing with Kane. Kane has founded Pharaoh Tech and Inception Life Fitness. He's going to do what's in the best interest for his brand, Solo, and his companies. I'm founded this, Hoops All In and Talk That Smoke podcast. Obviously, we're all together as a team under you. But we all going to do what's in the best interest for our thing. We want to do it together as a team. We want to rise together as a team. But we got to do the best. We got to do what's in the best interest of ourselves. That's all I'm saying. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just pointing out the examples. That's all.
I'm just saying.
But to look at it that way, then the Nets, see, because Kyle does the balancing act where he makes sure that we're getting what we need.
Yeah.
From our association with the team. You know what I mean? But are the Nets doing it? Because like I feel like the only motivation KD has at this point, because I don't think any of these guys, once you get to that point, are playing for money anymore. You know what I mean? I think it's legacy now. And legacy in the NBA means championships. And I think he's just trying to set himself up to knock down some rings. And if the Nets aren't able to provide that for him, I think he's just looking to move on to what, like if we were sending, like you said, we're all brands of our own, but we're operating under the larger umbrella that Kyle has set up, right?
Yeah. And Kyle is a
were,
great president, by the way.
absolutely he is. But if we were,
Oh,
because he does respond to our needs, and that's the
Yep.
truth. You know, I'm not saying it's conditional or not, Kyle. I love you regardless. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys know this, but we're actually family. I got no choice but to love.
oh, you have a choice.
But in all seriousness, just because we like the guy, if it was a bad business move for our individual brands and what we're trying to get out of the situation, you know what I mean, then we got to make the move. And I would expect that, you know, Kyle, as a businessman, would understand and respect that. We're in a good situation.
Unless
KD doesn't feel like he is, you know.
Unless I say, hey, here's $200 million. Oh, wait, what? You think you're going somewhere? I'm locking every door.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. Is KD still doing this for the money at this point? You know what I mean?
That's a good point. Yeah.
Well,
let him $200 million to me.
Then let them then let him go to Josiah and restructure his contract then. How about that?
But that's the thing. That's a good point, Kane. But if he's not doing this for the money, then he should just stayed in Golden State to continue to rack up his legacy. To continue.
I don't
to
know why he
resume.
left Golden State because,
That's
like I said, I remember we had this conversation before, and I was ragging on the guy because I was like, I feel like he left Golden State because so much of the media was saying, well, you can't win it on your own. You left Oklahoma City. But KD's never.
But then what did he do? He brought one of his best buddies, like one of the best players in the league, with him to Brooklyn.
To Brooklyn.
So
okay. I'm not even saying the
media
media was wrong. I'm saying my reaction to why he left, why I feel like he left Golden State. That's why I ragged on the guy, because it's like, I don't care what the media says.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I care about what, like, you know, you as a person with character decides to do what's best for you. If he was come out and say, look, you know, here's my priority, I want to win more championships, then he should be making decisions to follow through on that. If that was, where else I agree with you. Wow. You know, that's going to happen.
Wow.
I
can't believe it's not.
I don't know how often I even say those words. It sounded weird coming out of my mouth. No, I agree with you. If he was stunned. If he was after a legacy, Golden State was the place to do that. You know, but he listened to the media
my fault.
Talking about he can't win without Steph Curry and, you know, the Warriors. So it's like, I agree with you 100%, but I don't know what his motivations are at this point. If it's money,
nobody knows what KD's motivations are. He's such a weird dude from looking on the outside in. It's like, dude, what is your
what's your deal?
What is your aura?
Exactly. You know what I mean? So, like, you know, we have I really liked your comparison, because we have our motivations as individuals and as a team, and we have all communicated that with each other. And Kyle keeps all of that. And we're like, you know, a bunch of star players with a really good coach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it works for us. I love the comparison. But the difference between us and KD is, like you said, nobody knows what he wants. Like, everybody knows what we want out of our deals. You know, like, what does the guy want? Does he want championships or money? He's got money already. You know, like, I don't get it. I mean, and him and KD could. I mean, sorry, him and Kyrie could win championships in Brooklyn. What is even going on with that? If both of them want to leave at the same time, is there something we don't know beyond what's out there?
I'm sure there's a whole lot we don't know.
Yeah.
But speaking of Kyrie.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah, but speaking of Kyrie, the other Brooklyn Nets star who wants out of Brooklyn, Kyrie Irving opted into his $36 million deal. After this, he will be an unrestricted free agent. And it's been reported that Kyrie Irving told the Nets he wants to be a Laker. He's trying to get his way to Los Angeles and have a LeBron James reunion in the purple and gold. Now, I want to ask you guys this. Do you think Kyrie Irving will be traded to the Lakers before the season starts? Or will the Nets hold him for a year and be like, hey, Kyrie, KD, you guys are Brooklyn Nets for the 2022-2023 season. I don't care if you guys are not happy here, play together. Or do you think they're just going to ship Kyrie off to LA and have him be reunited with LeBron James once again?
I mean, to talk about Kyrie is like trying to figure out, you know, the weather. Listen. I all I know is is he's in a position now where he should be on his quote unquote best behavior, because this season he'll be playing for his next contract, wherever that is, and listen, if you're Kevin Durant, do you want, because there's talk out there saying, oh, well, if the LA Lakers take Irving, can they unload Westbrook? Can you imagine how
Oh my God.
Kevin Durant would feel like, whoa, wait a minute. Hold on. So, there'll be two reunions in that case, and one would be storybook and the other would be a nightmare. So, I don't, I'm all Kyrie'd out at this point. It's exasperating.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. If the Nets are going to keep KD, they might as well keep Kyrie. For
you might as well contain all that confusion in one place instead of spreading it out. Keep all that madness in one asylum.
Like letting it spread through the
you know what I mean?
NBA like a virus. Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess that'd be their best move if they keep it KD, right? And they have all the cards in their hands on that one. Just keep Kyrie. He wants to go to LA. He can go next year. Meaning the following season, what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know where to see that situation with Kyrie because, like I said, if you're the Nets, okay, we're gonna give up Kyrie Irving, but we're gonna get back Russell Westbrook. First of all, Steve Nash would have a headache trying to coach this guy. KD is gonna not want to play anymore. He's gonna pull a Ben Simmons like, yeah, I'm not playing with him. There's a reason why he left them in the first place.
Ooh, but they could get Carmelo Anthony. Ooh.
No, listen, man. Melo, no. Listen, I love Melo, but Russell Westbrook is like 2 migraines a day. He's a great player, but he just keeps turning over the damn basketball. You can't. Is
that all he does?
Well, that's the glaring.
That's his big fault.
That's just one of the most glaring thing that he does. So I don't see how that's gonna work. Because if you're the Nets, if you're Sean Marks, why would I give you Kyrie? Okay, yes, in your thoughts, you may think he's a headache, but he's still better than Russell Westbrook. Very talented. He's not gonna turn the basketball over. I mean, why would I want that for somebody who looks like their hands is made of like water or something? They can't hold on to anything. And then a Westbrook and KD reunion. I don't even know what their relationship is like. I mean, they've been on talking terms, but you think KD's gonna be okay with that? He's like, hold on. Not only that I'm stuck with you guys for 4 more years if you don't trade me. I gotta play with this guy for a whole nother year again. There's a reason why I left him.
Mm-hmm.
And you make me
I can't stand.
KD would have a headache. KD, oh no, oh Lord, the city, the borough Brooklyn would just burn into flames. Yo, can you imagine the backcourt at Barclays Center with Ben Simmons and Russell Westbrook on the same team? The oh my God, the hoop would just like you guys know what drive-by shooting sound like. That's exactly what it's gonna sound like at the Barclays Center. All them bricks that they're gonna be shooting up. The backboard is just gonna be broken of glass everywhere. With Ben Simmons and Russell Westbrook on the same team, that is a disaster. As a Nets fan, I do not want that to happen. I don't think nobody in that meeting wants that to happen.
I just think Barclays Center would be a prime place for an exorcism.
Oh my goodness.
Jesus Christ. We're just shitting on the Nets here. Okay, but let me ask you guys this
mean,
question.
look, you can say that, right?
But,
like, all right, I know you're a Nets fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there another team you're a huge fan of?
I like the Lakers.
Okay.
I like the Lakers.
All right.
So you can't lose either way.
Big fan.
Yeah, that's
like,
the exception.
I like the Lakers, even like when Kobe, Lamar Odom, Paul Gasol, when they had Bynum, Derek Fisher, Matt Barnes. Yeah.
So you can't lose either way.
Yeah, if he goes, that's the exception.
Okay, but hold on. I can't take a flight to Los Angeles to watch the Lakers play.
How often do I fly to San Francisco?
Honestly,
I go there maybe once a year.
I feel like the Lakers, he picked the only other team that Kyrie could go to and where it wouldn't disintegrate. You know what I mean? Like, so I can't, because like I'd never want Kyrie Irving in Phoenix, like ever. So
ever.
So You know what I mean? And I think most teams at this point, and that's the thing, like, you got a I agree with Kyle's point on this too. Like, he's got a 36, right?
Mm-hmm.
$million dollar
Yeah,
extension,
36, 37, something like that.
right? How about I don't want to say shut up and dribble, but you know what I mean? Like, how about you get out there, play your game, play for that next contract, remind people of what Kyrie Irving is, because he's become synonymous with cockamamie.
That's
conspiracy.
that's what my point was. I'm like, this is your proving ground here. This season, stop making waves, ball out, and then you can write your own ticket.
And I think my opinion, not that my opinion matters, but I think the rest of the NBA's opinion will change. You know what I mean? When he reminds them of who he is and why he became a superstar in the first place. It wasn't for the flat earth or all this other. I just can't stand it. It's like, stop it, man. Like, it's almost like as if somebody got a gun to his head and tell him, like, I want you to commit career suicide this year, no matter what you got to do. You know what I mean? Like, why is he doing this stuff? Like, just play it. Like, and I know there's all these other. All right, but fine, we're done with all that now, and we're still like talking about Kyrie in a sense of like, oh no, toxic. Toxic. Yep. So, I mean, Wells, what do you think about that? Like, I mean, he's a Hall of Fame player. He could be, Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's definitely going to the Hall of Fame. I mean,
of course.
His resume. There's people in the Hall of Fame who doesn't even have half his resume. So
Okay,
Kyrie,
let's not go over the top 75 snubs.
No, I'm not even talking. I'm not even talking about the top 75 because there's more than 75 players in the Hall of Fame. But if you look at his resume, half the people in the Hall of Fame don't even have half his resume. So he's definitely a Hall of Fame player.
But the last year or two, it's like, where's that Kyrie? Where's the Hall of Fame Kyrie?
That's the point. That's the point that I'm making too. It's like, you need to reestablish your professionalism and not let your quirky personality precede that. That's what I'm saying.
Because for all Westbrook's everything, like in his terrible fashion sense, it's not like he's wearing those weird clothes on the court.
But he designed those.
He designed them?
He got his own. Yeah, he's got his own like clothing line.
Ooh. Anyway.
Really? He did that on purpose?
Oh man, he's gonna come after you too, like he did Skip Bayless on Twitter.
I am not Skip Bayless. I will knock Russell Westbrook. I'm not Skip Bayless, man.
He's gonna take a flight to where you stay.
I'm good. I will go DJ a party in LA and wait for him afterwards. I'm good. I'm good money on that.
Those are fighting words.
Just because he was friends with Nipsey Hussle doesn't mean he was built for that. I'm good. Like, no cap at all. Like, I'm good. I ain't even ragging on him hard. He just dresses weird. You know what I mean? But like, would I be the first person to say that? Really? He dresses like he's colorblind and got dressed in the dark.
Jesus.
Like, wow.
Oh, y'all would wear his special?
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah. All right. Y'all just leaving it to me to say so he can come after me, right?
Hey, you're the Charles Barkley of the team, so of course.
Oh, please stop saying that. Because he's another one I can't stand. And y'all know that. That's why you keep saying it. Can't stand him. We'll let him win a foot race.
With who?
Against whoever the hell else is in the studio. I guess the only person he can beat is Skip Bayless.
Well, he wants to physically beat Skip Bayless, so
I'm sure, but you know what I mean. Like Skip Bayless. I saw what Russell Westbrook said to Skip Bayless on Twitter. Like, that's bully ball, and got his wife jumping it. Like,
that's
really
best.
You got to go that hard against Skip Bayless.
That's the best when you get your mom and your spouse,
your mom and your wife and everybody involved. Like,
on
Skip
Twitter.
Bayless look like one of us should be helping him across the street. Like, you are not a gangster going after Skip Bayless, bro. Come on, man. It's like the old man from the Kevin Hart jokes. Look at a cat drinking milk out the bowl. Like, come on, man.
So
y'all had to get me started.
Going back to the whole Kyrie thing, and since Kyrie and Katie like tied up the hip, so we could bring Katie into this again for a little bit. But since you have if you were Joe Tsai, you have both of those guys under contract for at least one more year. Would you tell them, hey, we're sorry you're unhappy, but this is the mess that you made in Brooklyn. You guys are going to play together. And it's a two-part question. Would you tell them yes to just say, hey, you know, we're not going to trade you. We have a good chance of winning the title. Katie, you got 4 years left on your deal. Kyrie, you got a year. You got a good roster around you. We're going to play and see what happens. And two, do you think it's the Brooklyn Nets' fault? Because let me not interject too much, but I believe this is part of the management fault, part of the front office fault, because they gave Katie and Kyrie too much power. Now, I understand. I'm the first person to say NBA is a player-driven league. And when you are making a big transaction, you will want to run that by your franchise superstar player, because at the end of the day, they're going to be the ones playing with the players you assemble on the roster. But we have been heard reports that pretty much KD okayed everything. He okayed Steve Nash getting hired. He okayed them with the Ben Simmons, James Harden trade. He okayed them, bringing in, signing in DeAndre Jordan when they first joined in 2019. So he okayed a lot of the transactions in Brooklyn. Do you think that the disaster, the mess that the Nets are in, is part reason for the front office fault, giving them that much power? Because as a general manager, your job is to assemble the team. Now, if you're asking your star player for every hey, what do you think we should do with this? Then you're not really doing your job. But what do you guys think about that?
Hold on 1 second. Well, first of all, I think that the Nets should definitely, first of all, what they're doing, they're supposedly doing their due diligence, right? They're exploring these trade scenarios. They're not liking what they're offered, what they could possibly get back. Then they, like I said earlier, they have leverage, and I don't think that they should feel like they're obligated or forced backed into a corner to appease them with their trade requests. I think they hold all the cards, and I if I were Sean Marks, I would say, okay, guys, listen, you're getting paid to be here, go suit up, play nice, and let's go get what you guys came here for, what you say you were playing for, which is a championship, or at least go further into the playoffs than 4 games into the first round as of recent. As far as whether or not they're the same party is to blame for giving them so much empowerment, meaning Kyrie and Kevin, I don't know if I would say. Let's put it this way: in the post-game press conference, after they lost Game 4 against Boston, one of the things Kyrie alluded to was how he and Kevin, along with the others, the backup players, aka the front office, will operate the team, run the team. Listen, right there, we knew that they might have given too much empowerment to the wrong person. Maybe one person in the room that didn't need all that kind of empowerment, didn't really earn that based on this past season. So maybe they did give them, because you run decisions by your superstar players, the ones who bring people into the building and fill the seats in the arenas. You do run things by them, if only as a courtesy, not mandatory, but at least a common courtesy, and to nurture a good working environment and cooperation and whatnot. So but I don't think that they are totally to blame. If suddenly people are, because you show faith in a player by giving him almost $200 million for 4 more years. You show good faith by saying, listen, we're gonna still have you here, despite the fact that your reputation of jumping from team to team for whatever your random reason is. I don't think that I would place too much blame on the Nets organization for what the debacle is called the Nets right now.
What about you, King? Oh,
me,
sorry,
I think,
my bad.
No, that's cool. You right on point. For me, I think that I would keep them both for the year. Just remind them both, be like, Kyrie, play your heart out this year, and you pretty much can write your check the following year because he's still Kyrie Irving. As far as Kevin Durant, it's like, hey, do the same, play this out for a year, you know what I mean? And maybe we can see what we can do the year after.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And as far as it being the Nets' fault, no, it's LeBron's fault. Everything is LeBron's fault at this point. Yeah.
He ruined the game of basketball.
Oh, Lord.
He ruined the NBA.
He ruined my life. LeBron, I'll sue.
Damn LeBron.
There's a t-shirt right there. Damn it, LeBron. There's your t-shirt. Perfect.
All right, well.
All right, now the NBA draft has passed us, and we are right into the thick of summer league, which a lot of great games has been happening. You guys have been staying up to date with that. But I want to ask you guys, which rookie has been the most impressive from this past year's draft class in the summer league, and who do you think is like the too early favorites to win next year's Rookie of the Year award? Kyle?
I really feel like it's just way too soon to make any kind of predictions as far as Rookie of the Year, especially when you're talking about, you've played 3-4 games, well, in the Vegas league anyway, but you're talking about not really a great sample size of seeing these guys play. One, two, it's not, they already know in the back of their minds that this is not, it's about getting acclimated to NBA style, the NBA game. It's about getting to know whatever the one or two teammates that you're going to have on your actual NBA team will be there. You know what I mean? It's about learning certain things on the fly, because none of these plays are going to be plays that they call and they're, when they actually start playing for the season, games that count. You don't know what you're going to get. Right now, everybody's playing off of talent, playing off of instinct, but no one is playing as they would. You can't automatically assume that they're going to be playing, whoever's playing great, whoever's playing so is going to be playing the same during the regular season. When these games matter, when there are professionals on that other, and veterans on the opposing team who are going to push them and they're going to test them and they're going to really, when they're subjected to, the little things, outside of the game, like rookie hazing and things like that, there's, and you know what, the draft in general, it's always a toss up. Like, how many quote unquote busts have we seen go in the top 5? How many great Hall of Fame players have gone late in the first round or even second round, early second round in some cases? How many times do we hear, oh man, this one was a steal of that draft? I just think that it's, it's great. It's all supposition. It's all a guessing game. I could say, okay, yeah, Chet Holmgren really came out and, he's really good at cutting, he's very aerodynamic because he's, built like a pole. And, but I mean, they've already shut Paolo Banchero down. They've already, Benedict Mathurin, I think, looked impressive for the little bit that he, that we saw of him, and Jaden Ivey. But, again, I just think that it's too soon to be calling who's going to be a rookie candidate, Rookie of the Year candidate, and who, and I wish I had seen all of the, like the California Classic and the games in Salt Lake to really get a better idea of how everyone played there. But yeah.
Yeah, I can't lie. I kind of would have to agree with you on a lot of this, especially since I'm not gonna lie, guys. Like, what I mean? Like, I'm just one of those guys that misunderstood the assignment, right? But because at the end of the day, I really haven't been watching a lot of summer league games. Like, I've been out there balling myself because the weather's warm, But I did catch a game with the Rockets against the Spurs, and it's only one game. From what I saw, I like Jabari Smith a lot. I can't. But I mean, it was one game. You know, I mean, he looks like he's somebody who's used to scoring, and now he's developing into a good two-way play. I think it was like a couple of steals. You know, like he looks like he might be turning into a good two-way. But again, it's like I wouldn't put money on it. I just like what I saw in that game. You know, so Jabari Smith, from what I can understand, and what I understand, but I really can't judge too much right now.
Yeah. No, just fun to talk about the rookie class. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of these guys, I think that they have great potential. Could be a surprising all-star in this class. A couple of all-stars in this class, excuse me. As it's to say the two early rookie of the year candidates, I'm probably gonna have to go with either Paolo. He balled out the first couple games in the summer league that he was playing. There was a reason why Orlando shut it down, because they're like, all right, we seen all what we need to see. He was a number one overall pick. He has NBA body, NBA ready body. He can dribble. He can shoot from the mid range. He could defend. I just have a lot of question marks about Chet Holmgren. A lot of people compare him to Kevin Durant because of the tallness and skinniness of his body, but he can't move like KD on the perimeter. That's just for a fact. Unless all of a sudden he's just like turns into a unicorn and just starts going back and forth like a gazelle. We'll see. But that's still my question mark about Chet. I think he just needs to put on a little bit more weight. He's too skinny, especially since he's 7'1" and gonna be playing against centers like big boy centers like Joel Embiid, who's gonna eat him alive in the post. My Lord. Jokic, even as skinny Jokic got some baby moves to him too. So that's my only worry, especially when he plays against those premier power forwards and centers in the league. But I like Jabari Smith, as you mentioned too. I think he had like almost 20 some points in the summer league debut, or was like around like the mid 15s, something like that. Jaden Hardy, he had like 28 points in his summer league debut. He's a sleeper. I don't really see Ivy winning rookie of the year because you mentioned his name. I thought that number one, he was a great pickup for Detroit in that backcourt with Cade Cunningham. But Cade Cunningham, the primary ball handle is going to be in his hands unless they decide to switch position, have Ivy at the point and Cunningham as a two. We'll see. He's very, very explosive, has John Morant type speed and athleticism. But I think early, we're just playing guessing. I'm gonna have to go with Paolo since he was the number one overall pick, and it looks like Orlando is gonna say, "Hey, you're gonna be the face of the franchise moving forward." But a little knock to Orlando, they are shitty at developing talent. They have done nothing with Mo Bamba. We don't know what's going on with Jalen Suggs and how many young players that they had that just turned into absolute nothing. Maybe we just don't watch Orlando Magic basketball because they suck. But that's just my 2 cents from a distance. Orlando does a crappy job at player development. What are they doing down there besides going to Disney World every single Saturday?
That's crazy because these guys gave us what? Penny Hardaway, Shaq. Didn't what's his name? Carter come out of there too?
No, Toronto. Vince Carter.
Toronto, yeah. Sorry about that.
But
Shaq
he
and
comes
Penny
from Florida.
That's probably where it came from. There we go. Yeah.
But
right.
And let's not forget Dwight Howard.
Yeah, but that was different times, man. That's almost like 20 years ago, bro. We talk about recently, those recent draft picks, they've turned into nothing.
Yeah,
well, there's a reason why they always have like one of the top two. There's a reason for that. You know what I mean? They must. That's their thing.
Yeah.
That's their
Where
thing.
did Jabari go? Number 3?
Houston,
3 to Houston.
Houston.
Yeah. I stand behind that one. I'm not disagreeing with you, but because none of us, I don't think, can say I'm with 100% at this point. But
just early guess.
It could be Paolo, but he's just on such a bad team. Like it's gonna be hard to shine. Like he'll shine amongst the Orlando.
Who are we talking about?
Paolo. But like this is the first time we've talked about the Orlando Magic all year.
Well, who are the thing is for me, who are the solid vets that are going to help him, if everybody is a youngin, there, you've got to have strong personalities in the coaching staff because where his role models, his teammates going to come from,
Maybe Dwight Howard will come back, get his jersey retired down there
and stick around, maybe be an assistant coach.
Yeah.
One final farewell for Dwight Howard.
Yeah, right.
want to say a special shout out to Paolo Banchero's draft night suit. I mean,
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. It's classic. Russell can
purple is one of my favorite colors, but I mean, I would not be able to pull that one off. I wouldn't want to, but wow.
No, that's cross color purple from the 90s.
Oh, damn.
Do you remember?
Oh my God.
Man.
I'm just talking about the little studs and disco balls all over the place. Like Prince was playing the NBA.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Yeah. Prince, 90s.
Purple rain, purple rain. Oh,
I don't think
Lord.
Jabari is going to stay in Houston.
He's going to force a trade.
They're going to trade him, I think. Yeah.
Maybe they'll trade him to the Nets.
There we go. Oh, that'd be great. Wouldn't that be outstanding?
I mean, we get a young player. Maybe they'll get back. They'll take Kyrie.
You know what you got to do, Worlds? You got to get a camera behind the scenes in the next organization.
A hidden camera.
That would be an amazing.
Oh Lord, bro!
Oof,
if I can find a way to do that, yes,
like
that would
soap opera.
Well, yeah, I mean that's what I think. I think this thing would be really good reality TV more than anything. Yeah. I'm not even looking for answers. I just want the drama.
Yeah, I don't care what happens.
I'll binge that. I will binge that on a Saturday and like shut everything down. I'll turn off my phone. I'm watching the Nets drama.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel bad for Steve Nash. Number one, should never been hired in the first place. But that's a different subject for another day. I think once the season was done, he got a big bottle of Hennessy and just gulped it down for all the drama that he had to go through with the past 2 years.
Imagine he aged
and
like
now he doesn't even
years.
know who. He doesn't even know what player is going to be on his roster this year. So he's possibly downloading another bottle of Hennessy.
But then, you know, at least Kenny Atkinson is like, whew.
Dodge the bullet.
Thanks. I'll stay in Golden State and I'll collect my rings. That's fine with me.
He's out there watching. He watching Steve Nash's aging in dog years.
Oh my God!
I'm telling you, Russ, they need you in that front office, man.
Yeah,
man. Yo, listen,
that would be entertaining as hell. Man.
Oh, it would be entertaining.
Yes,
every hour would be a rant.
He would trade somebody every hour. I don't like the way you played last quarter. Off to Orlando with you.
This is why you have to. You should be getting into fantasy league because you can have that power, man. I'm telling you.
You know what's funny? We bring up the Orlando Magic, right? You know, Vegas is in the hunt to get their own NBA team, right? So
I heard rumors about that.
Yeah, like so. I think instead of going after because they were like Seattle and all this stuff, I think they should go to Orlando, buy that team, the Vegas Magic. That would be good.
But then it would, it kind of it would kind of unbalance the conferences, though.
Yeah,
we got an East Coast team.
You'd have to send somebody back.
Yeah, but but that's the thing, though. If they're talking about an expansion, since you mentioned, say they just make a new team in Las Vegas or Seattle, that's another team out in the West Coast. They're gonna have to make another team out in the East Coast.
Well, that's
so
the
really
problem. That's two teams out west.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because Seattle wants a team now.
Well, they can move.
Seattle should have been had a team.
Well, they had the Thunder, but you know,
left.
They should have never left. That's
they shouldn't have let go of the Sonics. But, you know.
We could do a whole other segment on the 6 degrees of separation between the Seattle Supersonics, the Thunder, the Hornets, Chris Paul, Kevin Durant, all those how they turned into this
how those pieces move.
Myriad of things.
Okay, well, all right. So while we're on the subject though, so if you got Seattle, Vegas in the West to expand, who are the 2 cities in the East?
First of all, before we even get to that, I want to say that a few years ago, I know that there were like little whispers of maybe moving the Kings to Vegas. So, you know, that's something, whatever, it depends, you know, only because but the problem is they got nothing else going. No disrespect to Sacramento. Please don't hate me. I'm just saying, but there's really nothing else going on other than farming over there. So, you know, if they lost the Kings, boy, that would be terrible. He's like, please,
Farming?
I'd rather have a crappy team than no team. So, that's what they're thinking.
It's like the guy from Superman. Where'd you get your basketball team, on a farm?
Literally, yes. Why?
Yeah,
Yes, I did.
The Kings could go to Vegas. It doesn't fix Seattle's problem.
The Vegas Kings.
Vegas King. That's actually a good name, Vegas
Yeah.
Kings.
Vegas
Yeah.
Kings. Yeah.
But see, hold on. Here's my only issue with a team going to Seattle. Number one, Seattle is a visitors resort place. There ain't nobody saying I'm moving to. I'm not. Excuse me, not Seattle. My bad. My only issue with a team going to Vegas is that Vegas is just a tourist place. Nobody say, hey, I'm gonna move to Vegas
man.
and settle down.
2 million people. 2 million people
Really?
live in Clark County.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They moved there.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who say, hey, I'm going to
Now
Vegas
I
on
will
vacation.
agree with
I
what
have
you
people
just
that
said.
live
They
there.
moved. Yeah, I would agree with what you just said. Like they moved there over the last 12 years. It went from 800,000 people to 2 million. So yeah, there are people that live there. 2 million is a decent sized city. Is
there an established fan base?
Well,
you
they
get a
work for the
fan base
Golden
behind the
Knights.
team?
They got their NHL team out there.
They
a
got
hockey
a
team in the middle
yeah,
of the
of
desert.
the desert, and they're doing well with the Aces, their WNBA team.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who like so?
Yeah, they can
there's a
support enough.
basketball community. Yeah, there's a basketball community there. They already have the infrastructure.
You guys remember, like when I was in Vegas, they were talking about trying to acquire or getting the Phoenix Suns to move up to Vegas.
Hey,
It
and
wasn't
that wouldn't be a long
a
trip.
very
either.
big of a stretch.
Not long.
That's
I think that if you
150
do
miles
take
away.
I think if you do take a team that's already existing in the NBA, you have to take a team that doesn't have much of a fan base and won't care much. Like when Seattle was taking a move from to OKC, that hurt a lot because a lot of people were pissed off because Seattle was a basketball town. So everybody was like, hey, Seattle should have a basketball team. But if you're thinking, it's like, okay, I could see Sacramento because no offense to California, but there's no need for you guys to have 4 basketball teams. You're doing enough with 3. So just take them and move them to Vegas. Sorry, Kings, you guys have been trash for however long we've been alive on this earth. Just save the fans some suffering. Stop watching crappy basketball. Come over to Vegas. Fresh new start.
Well, Phoenix isn't. Are you talking about Phoenix being a crappy?
No. Sacramento Kings. Like if they
take Sacramento, yeah. No, I agree.
If they take the Kings,
like Kyle said, they got
Vegas.
nothing else but farm. They're the capital, but who cares?
Yeah,
right.
They got 3 teams, or they can be found with 3 California teams. Hell, New York only got 2. So
if you're going to Northern Cali, and you have to choose between Sacramento and San Francisco, then you got bigger issues. I'm just being real. I don't even know where it is. I think it's inland. I don't care. I am surprised actually that they still have a basketball team. I'm not even being mean. I'm really surprised. Because you guys, what you were talking about, like Vegas. All right, we run down the numbers, and I was just looking. It's 2.4 million in the Clark County, Vegas area. 2.4 million. You can support a team. If you can support a team in Charlotte, you can support a team in Vegas. But the Kings, is there a big enough fan base out there for them to have a team? I was always surprised by that, actually.
Yeah.
But anyway, don't dodge the question, guys. 2 cities in the East, so we can expand to Vegas and Seattle.
That's right. There was a question.
Yes. 2 cities out East that need basketball teams.
2 cities out East?
That need basketball teams? That need basketball teams?
The Newark.
Yeah, well, yeah. I would just say send the Nets back to Jersey, but Orlando needs a team. Oh wait, they do have a team, don't they?
Yeah, well,
Miami.
Jacksonville can support a team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they do have the football
NFL
team. They have the Jaguars. Yeah.
Who else?
I think
Virginia.
I wouldn't
Virginia.
mind seeing
There's no Virginia basketball team.
Yeah.
Way back when, and what was it? The ABL. It was or the ABA. It was the Virginia Squires.
Oh, that was back in the days of the Minneapolis Lakers.
Well, how about Kentucky?
Oh no,
they already have the Wildcats. They got college basketball. They're fine.
They don't want basketball. They don't.
They
don't want basketball. They'll stay with football, if you know what I mean. They don't want basketball in Kentucky.
How about I would like to see a team in Buffalo, like a basketball team in Buffalo, New York.
What? Yeah, that's a good.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, I guess they can.
That's a good one.
They can
They
mooch
got the
off of the
Buffalo
Bills.
Bills already.
They
Yeah.
can
Yeah,
mooch
they can
off of
mooch
the
off the
Bills
Bills. Yes. I like
Yeah,
it.
I can see that.
So what do
Buffalo
we got?
and
Buffalo and Jacksonville?
Well, yeah, Jacksonville. Ugh.
I thought you said Virginia.
Virginia,
Jacksonville?
Richmond.
Yeah,
Richmond. Let's go with Virginia and
Buffalo. There's a team that started way back in the early days in Buffalo.
yeah, and the original, the old school NBA.
Yeah.
Was it like part of the ABA?
Gotta bring them back.
Yeah, I can't remember, but I know you're right about that because I know the
Yeah.
Minneapolis Lakers went to LA
Right, hence the name
Yeah.
Lakers.
at Lakers. Yeah, because
How
there's
many
not a
lake- how many
damn
lakes
lake
are-
in LA unless you're talking about the La Brea
Oh,
Tar Pits.
Buffalo Braves.
Right.
Braves.
Buffalo
All right.
Braves.
Thank you.
Yes. So yeah, you could do Buffalo and Virginia. Virginia's like forgotten.
Mm.
I agree with that.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. Not bad.
So are we talking about adding 4 teams to the league?
Well, if Seattle and Vegas get, because Vegas is going to get a team one way.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. That's
Like they're starving for one, so they're going to get. They actually are building that Earth Dome that will double as an NBA arena. So they're already building an arena.
So let me
Yeah.
just does Kyrie have any say in that? Because it's just gonna be a
It's
flat
going to be
plane.
flat.
It's but anyway, I digress. Sorry.
Leave
Like
that man
playing on a
Kyrie
paper
Irving
plane.
alone. Leave Kyrie alone.
Come on.
Don't
It
go
was
out
a
of bounds, you'll
that was
fall
a
off the
that was
edge.
a lob. That was a lob. I had to go for that, man. Come on. I couldn't leave that. I couldn't leave that on the
Oh
table.
no! You go out of bounds, you'll fall off the edge. It's dragons.
Uh,
There's dragons down there, man.
Come on.
Oh Lord, that's hilarious.
Dragons and conspiracies. But
Oh, God. All right, I can't breathe. We gotta end this.
Kyrie, man, I've always been your defender, bro.
I love the way Kyrie plays, man, and I'm about to go run out and get me a pair of fly traps just for the hell of it, man. I really am.
I got some. Full
Yeah, they're
disclosure.
dope. Yeah, like his sneakers are dope, and I love him as a player. It's just I haven't seen enough of that, man.
Mm.
Bring that back.
Yeah, we definitely need him to start playing ball this year.
Maybe
that's
you
for
can
sure.
hop in the Drew League and remember what it feels like. You know? Play with Devontae Friga. With the Ballers Life squad.
Jesus. Wow. All right.
All right.
Oh man, what a way to wrap up the final episode of season 1 Hoops All In podcast. We will be back better than ever once the start of the new NBA season approaches in October. As always, Hoops All In is produced by Rain Multimedia. Subscribe to the YouTube channel on YouTube at Rain Multimedia. Follow them on their social media, Rain Multimedia. Shout out to Kyle once again. Hoops All In is sponsored by Exceptional Life Fitness. Check them out on IG, giving them great workouts for people. If you just want to be any type of shape, check them out on our Instagram at _exceptional _life_fitness. For Worlds, Kane, Kyle, for the last time until October, we will be back,
Oof.
ladies and gentlemen. We are signing off. We got some other projects as part of the Rain team starting off, so check that out too.
Yes, sir.
Coming soon. We will see you guys soon down the road.
Cheers.
Cheers to a first
Cheers.
great successful season.
Yes.
Everybody be safe. Catch you guys later.
Signing off.
Oh.
Drink,
All
drink,
his
drink.
life. Slim Reaper, Slim Reaper.
Yes, sir.
Is it safe to stop now? Or are we going to continue to do some behind the scenes bloopers?
Oh yeah, you could cut it. Yeah.
Okay.
Got it.